Now let's give you a sense of what's different between the two buildings, the old iconic existing Parliament House and the new building which will be unveiled by Prime Minister Modi. The Lok Sabha in the old house has only capacity for 550 seats, in Rajya Sabha only for 250. In the new building, what you see is that the Lok Sabha's capacity will increase to 888 and Rajya Sabha to 384. Old over 47,500 square meters. The new is built over 64,500 square meters. That's the area of the new building. The construction cost of the old building at the time that it was built in 1927 cost about 83 lakh rupees at that point of time. The new one, in fact, was built at a cost of about 800 crore rupees. Some more additional costs because of inflation over the past couple of years. The old one, the shape of the old building as it exists is circular. The new building is triangular in shape. So that is how it has been constructed. As far as the layout is concerned, the old building, big circular edifice of the central hall. In the new building, there will be the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha and a central lounge area which will be built around an open courtyard. No central hall per se. Now also, the center in fact leads to the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha and the library hall. That's how the old building is. In the new building, interlinking them is the Constitution Hall. Remember, there will be joint sessions of both houses of Parliament. As far as the Central Hall is concerned, joint sessions of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha were held there in the old existing building. In the new building, there is no hall, a Central Hall per se, but the Lok Sabha chamber is big enough to in fact accommodate joint sessions, the capacity being about 1,272 seats. As far as the Constitution Hall is concerned, there was none such Constitution Hall in the old building. But as far as the new building is concerned, this will be the new addition that you'll see. Now features. Let's talk about some of the features. Refreshment rooms, banquet hall in the old building. Now in the new building, there will be a hall to showcase the democratic heritage. There will be a lounge for MPs as well. So you'll see a lot of the history of the old building in the new building itself. There will be there were in fact private dining rooms and there was a reading room in the old building. In the new building, what you'll see is there'll be a library and committee rooms and there will be a dining area as well. So these are some of the features of the new building in comparison to the old building. Now a house of intense debates. A building that shaped the country, a building whose walls reverberated with peals of laughter, absorbed tears of protest and rang at fiery speeches. A 96-year-old structure that saw India's transition in fact into independence. Here's a report.
The seat of Indian power, the country's biggest lawmaking assembly constituting the President, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Its model, originally designed by British architects Edward Lutyens and Herbert Baker during the colonial era. The stone laying took place on the 12th of February 1921. Its construction took 6 years to complete by the 18th of January 1927. The then Indian Viceroy, Lord Irwin, inaugurated the Parliament building, then called the Council House.
Of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
It was in its central hall where the transfer of British governance to Indians took place on the 15th of August 1947. The Lok Sabha, the House of the People, consisting of directly elected members of Parliament. It came into existence on the 17th of April 1952, the first meeting conducted on the 13th of May that year. G.V. Mavlankar was the first speaker. The Lok Sabha covers 446 square meters with a seating capacity of 550. A green carpet spread over its floor. Members of the ruling party sit on the right, the opposition on the left. The upper house, called the Rajya Sabha, the Council of States. It came into existence on the 3rd of April 1952. Its floor covered with a red carpet. The Rajya Sabha is the continuous assembly of Parliament. It cannot be dismissed. 6 years is the duration of each Rajya Sabha assembly. A 96-year-old structure that saw India's transition into independence. A majestic testament to the forging of the country's democratic governance. Bureau Report, India Today.